Okay. 1 2 1 2. Peace to the family. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Shout out to my 1221s. I love you. You love me. Me is we, of course. We're gonna put this together. All right. So we broadcasting live. Peace to everybody that's gonna come in the building. I love y'all. Shout out to James Duffy. Shout out to Sister Berlin. Peace. All right, so we're going to do this from the book, the Introduction to Magic and Divination. It sounds pretty decent, I guess. Hopefully we're getting a good mic check. So if y'all can hear me clear, let me know. If y'all can hear me clear, let me know, and we're going to do this. Can I get a share? Give me a couple seconds to set it up. I'm going to put something in the comment section. Now, as y'all know, I'm going to be doing this from the Introduction to Magic and Divination. And I'm going to explain a couple things in this book for a couple people that has the book. If you don't have this book, I'm going to explain a couple things, what it's all about. All right, so the first thing I want to explain is the 7 rulers or the 7 days. All right, so this is the realm of divination. Of course, you have to enter at your own risk. You have to enter at your own risk. Why is that? Because when you're divinating, more or less, you're peering into, or you're gazing into the future or the past, so you can understand your present. All right, so I'm gonna share a couple things with y'all today in reference to the Codex, and I'm gonna share a couple things from my book. All right, so you can master the energies of today. Also, so you can just understand certain things that I explain from the Codex. Can I get a share, please? All right. So, yeah. All right. So, now the 7 days. I'm going to go there with the 7 days. Today so happens to be Sabot Batator. All right. Which represents cause and effect. Sabot Watator, cause and effect. This is the day of cause and effect, which is Friday. All right, so we're coming into a new time. As y'all know it, it's going to be a holy day tomorrow, which is the winter solstice for us. All right, so that's going to be the darkest day of the year, December 21st, okay? Which so happens to be on a Saturday. All right, and then I will explain Sawut, which basically deals with the masculine and feminine energies, which is the degree of gender. Now, I'm pretty sure you saw these degrees before, maybe, I don't know. These are ancient principles which were connected with Tahuti. All right, but these are actual principles or universal laws that guard the universe. All right, and these are your 7 principles. Okay, so now we're going to deal with cause and effect, and then we're going to deal with Sabot Batator, and then we're going to deal with Sawut. All right, we're going to talk about those 2. All right, peace to everybody that's coming in the watch party. Peace to everybody that's joining. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Facebook, for providing a good platform, a free platform. I know they trying to shut me down. It's all good. I'm not worried about it. Let me explain this. All right, so today is Sabot Batator, which is Friday. All right, and this deals with cause and effect. So every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law of chances, but a name for a law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. There is no such thing as chance. Chance is just a word we just use when the exact cause of a certain effects are not recognized or known. Every cause has its effect, and there's a common denominator law that makes it happen. If you understand consequences of your actions, then you can choose what actions you're going to take. You can choose what actions to take, but in so doing, you also choose the consequences that follow, cause and effect. All right. So, yeah. And then I'll talk about gender, which goes on to Saturday tomorrow. And what's so deep is, and these are ancient principles. Like I said, these are the 7 principles that literally guard the universe. All right. And these represent the 7 planes of thought. Okay. So you say gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests in all planes. Gender is manifested in everything. There are polar opposites, the yin and the yang. Every person has a biological sex as a male or female physically in the body. All right. However, psychologically, both qualities exist simultaneously in everyone. All right. The same principle can be found in other things as well. Even the brain has the left and right hemisphere that corresponds with respectful gender traits. Nothing is above the shell. That's she and M. All right. So just explaining the degree of gender and what it represents and how you will connect that thought with more or less moving through the mainframe. I'm gonna say it like this. All right. Like I said, everything has its masculine, everything has its feminine, more or less. And you connect with that thought. You connect with that realm of thought. All right. Shout out to Phoenix Rising. Peace. Thank you, Sister Berlin, for your support. Thank you for throwing up the purple hearts. Yeah. So it's all about, more or less utilizing these forces to balance your nature. All right. Thank you for everybody that's coming in. And thank you for Facebook for providing a free platform. All right. I got to keep on saying that because you already know they shut me down when they want to. All right. Let me move forward a little bit. Okay, let me do this. Let me start this off right here and talk about this. Let's go right here. Let's start from right here and let's build with the numbers. Let's make sure y'all know how to count first. Let's make sure everybody know how to count before I move forward. Everybody should know how to count. Teach the children how to count. We all should know how to count. All right? Utilizing the me, we hand. I'm going to start with that. And we're going to build like this. All right, so that's 1. That's 1 right there. Okay? You can do that with your hand right now and count. All right? That's number 1. All right? So this is number 2. So you might say, well, what's number 1? Knowledge is the foundation of all things, a clear and certain perception of information learned by one's ability of look, listening, and observing. That's knowledge. So that's the first principle that you know, and 2 come as a pair with that. So hopefully you can solar stand what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the number 2. If you want to do the number 2 with the me, we hand, that's how you do it. Remember to stick the thumb in there. Remember to stick the thumb in there when you do the number 2. All right. So number 2 is wisdom, which is wise words spoken, experience from situations and events lived. All right. So that represents the feminine principle. You're just throwing up the female right there. All right. So moving forward, this is the number 3, understanding. So below the a comprehension of a subject matter. All right, that's the number 3 when you put up the number 3. All right, with the me, we hand. You know, I'm showing y'all how to count. That's all 3 in 1. That represents the male and the female, both on one hand. You see the female on top and you see the male on the bottom. All right, that's it. That's what it's all about. All right, that they both flow on one hand. Thank you for everybody coming in. All right, so moving forward, this is the number 4. If you want to utilize the number 4 with the me, we hand, this is the number 4. So 4 is culture. Anything you do mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, that's your culture. All right, which is symbolic of your flag, which is also square. That's the square position of a culture. All right, so yeah, this is the number 4 when you utilizing the me, we hand. All right, so we're tribal people, and hopefully you're learning how to operate and navigate from a tribal perspective. All right, and our tribe is called the Walu, and this is the hand which we operate from, which is called the Miwi. All right, thank you for everybody that's joined in the conversation. Can I get a share? All right, this right here is the number 6. Okay, that's the number 6. Don't get the number 6 confused with the number 1. All right, do not get the number 6 confused with the number 1. Very easy. Very easy. The number 6 is like that. All right. All right, that's the number 6. So 6 is equality or equity. So that's the quality of being fair and impartial. All right. Shout out to Sister Jamila. Shout out to Brother Anku. Peace to Phoenix Rising, Sister Berlin. Everybody putting up the me-we. You know, we're learning how to count in the me-we hand. I'm showing y'all that right now. All right, so we just went over that. Y'all know how to count so far. 1. Y'all know how to do that. 2, 3, 4. All right, and 5. So you notice the 5, you stick the thumb right in. So 5 is power. Power is a force defined by its ability to overcome difficulties, build concrete foundations, reproduce itself through organization, whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, through the accumulation of people, resources, and property. It represents the essence of ultimate strength, and it holds dominion over weakness. So that's power right there. All right, so when you put that up, that's different than the 2. Remember that. You put the thumb right there. You put the thumb in there. All right. You put the thumb in there, so it's right there by the index finger. It's different than a 2. Remember the 2, you put the thumb down there. You put the thumb down there. All right. So it's a totally different thing. All right. So we at the number 5, which you tuck. Oh, my fault. I went to 6. And then I went to 4, 5, 6. Yeah. My fault. There go 5. My fault. There go 5. That's 7. But my fault. Dang. Where is that? There it is. All right. There it is. You see how you tuck the thumb right there? That's different than a 7. That's what I wanted to explain. With the 7, the 5, and the 2, they're totally different. You see the 2, the thumb down there, and then you see the 5, the thumb right here, and then you see the 7, the thumb is right there. All right, it's a totally different thing when you're utilizing the me-we hand. Hopefully y'all understanding how to utilize this and count. So y'all know how to count. All right, this is better than counting with your fingers because you can do real good multiplication with this. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget to put that thumb in there. And then you got 6. Remember that bridge, the ring finger and the pinky finger. All right, so that's 6. And then you got the number 7. You see the thumb like that. That's the number 7. So the reason why 2, 5, and 7 are synonymous because more or less it's like 2 times 5 is 10. And then you got 2 times 7 or 5 times, it just links up. If you just go look at the numbers, you'll see. You'll see. All right. I'll move. That's a whole nother subject. All right. And then this is the number 8 right here. So 8 is build or destroy any mental thought. So you got destroy is any mental thought. No, actually build is any mental thought coming into reality through a material substance, and destroy so happens to be negative words or actions making things go backwards instead of forward. All right, so that right there forms the 90-degree angle when you put your hand up like that. All right, utilizing the me-we hand. That's the number 8. That's the number 8. All right. Then you got your number 9. If you notice the 2 pinkies up like the rabbit, like you're following the rabbit, that's the number 9. All right, so 9 is born, any mental thought coming into reality through a material substance. That's the number 9. Throw up the 9 right now. Put up the 9. So what I want to tell y'all right now, for all the people that's staying on this build and getting this informative discussion, look at this. When you move your fingers like this, you open synaptic nerves. I'm dead serious. You open up synaptic nerves when you move your fingers like this. So you're going to remember something by just moving your fingers like this. You're going to open up pathways in your brain that you haven't even been utilizing because the way you move your fingers. Just pay attention, please. I do all this stuff for a reason. I don't do this stuff just to play around. I do this stuff so y'all can really learn something. But affectionately, I say I'm sharing it with y'all. All right? So y'all got that. So now y'all know how to count from 1 through 10. Now 10 is when you ball your fist up. That's the number 0. All right? So that could be a 10 when you ball your fist up. Let's move forward. Let's move forward to the supreme grandmother alphabet, grandmother and grandfather alphabet, or the mathematics, and talk about this. All right, so the first principle I want y'all to learn is harukme. All right, y'all see that? That's the symbol of the female and the male together, because you got the circle and the square together on one image, which is the number 1. All right, which is the 0 and the 1 together. You see, because you see the curvature in the number 1. If you look and pay attention, you see the curvature in the number 1, right? You see the curvature in the number 1, which represents the circle, because if the curve keep on going, it's going to go in a circle. All right, and then you got that, which is the straight line. So those are the first principles you learn with harukme. You just learn of divergence and distance. You just learn about certain things like that when it comes to physics, and then your physical attributes. All right, so that's harukme. So harukme is that's all and everything in creation, the substance that fills and surrounds what we know and don't know to be existence. All right, so that's what we more or less understand is the all. But this is all part of harukme and how it moves through you, and that's what you got to understand. All right, it's what you got to solar stand. I'd rather say solar stand, and we can move forward building on the math. Now this is an acronym of letters. You can utilize any letter you want to replace the letter A, but the first letter with A, I want y'all to know, is all. It's everything that accompanies everything that's inside everything. You can't take from it, add to it. It just is. That's the first principle, more or less, you got to learn with harukme and how the all moves through you. So that's why that's there. But you can utilize any letter or any word as an acronym of the letter A to connect with that frequency of thought. All right. Now these are the symbols which are on the body of the Messiah. Thank you, Phoenix Rising, for the hearts. Thank you, everybody pumping the hearts right now. I really appreciate that. Look at this. This is something that I want to put y'all on to, which is called Nazuf. Nazuf. Nazuf represents yourself. Now, it represents your spiritual self that you develop. All right, that's the second principle that you learn. Now you went past, which was Harukman, which was the all. Remember that? Remember I showed y'all that? And then I showed y'all how you got the straight line and the curvature. That's the Harukman, the movement, everything in the the circle and the square. But more or less, I took you to something, a measurement of self, which is the number 2, the Nazuf. Now, if you look at it, 2 squared so happens to be 4. So now you get your 24, which is your 24 hours, your 24 elders, and your 24. Basically, you got 12 years of Jupiter, and you got 12 months of the sun, proceeding around the zodiac, connecting with each other. So that's your 24 once again. And then if you look at the pyramids, which was, the pyramids in Giza, which was basically a measuring device of the earth, it has 24 sides. So that's your second principle, which is your 4. And then you'll notice that when you get on all 4s, just like the Parudi, you get on the you get on all 4, right? Basically, north, east, south, and west. Okay, so just explaining this, you go on to born. Yeah, you born again. You know yourself. No Nazuf. You know Nazuf. You know yourself. So you're learning something about yourself by being born again, over and over again. So born is any mental thought coming into reality through a material substance. You were once a thought of something. That's just how it is. It is what it is. But you were once a thought, and you are still thoughts manifesting. All right. So yeah, so time is measured by your seconds. And then if you notice this image right here in the Codex, what you got to know, I always tell y'all to look from the center of yourself. I tell y'all that. Please listen to me when I tell y'all to look at the center of yourself. So when you see that right there, I want you to see that image as not just like that. It looks like kind of like a Z to me, right? No, it looks like an N. It can look like a 2. It can look like other things when you start to flip it around, when you start to change it around and move it around, because you operating from the dot. You just operating from this self point. So you just understanding different principles about yourself. All right. So now just moving forward. You'll see, and I'm gonna show y'all other things in this book that I want y'all to understand before and then I'm gonna go to Bab real quick, and then I'm gonna show y'all some other stuff, and then if y'all want to discover some stuff, just study it and just place yourself in the reality of it. It's simplistic, but it all has something to do with your reality. Sort of like how Mr. Miyagi or any other master, they taught us by simplistic means. And if we were born again as babies, we were given ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. And that's what I'm giving y'all, the supreme alphabet and the numbers. All right, very easy for people to get. All right, so now we're going to go into Bab. Bab is clairvoyance. Now, as you know, 3, 6, 9 are vectors. They connect with each other. All right. But clairvoyance is to project and to see yourself out of or in a situation with the results stimulated from the reality of events unfolding. So I want you to just get that one. I want you to place yourself within that realm. I want you to place yourself within that realm of clairvoyance. All right. And tap into Bab. Now, remember, if you go into Genesis chapter 1:11, 1, the Tower of Babel was created And the Tower of Babel, or Bab, which actually represents a doorway to El, because it's not where people babble that, it's where because if you go into Genesis chapter 10, verse 23, it talks about how basically the languages were already confounded before Genesis chapter 11. All right, so this is what I'm telling y'all. Pay attention to what's going on. More or less, it was a doorway to El. It was Babel, doorway to El, a doorway to Shell, Bab Shell. Real talk. So now I'm tapping y'all into the 3. That's Bab. Why you think it's Bab? It's the door. It's the crack of the door. It's the door when it cracks open, because it represents the sea or the clairvoyance. Yeah, but if you look at it, it's also Cassiopeia. That's Cassiopeia right there, which is the number 3, the 3rd planet from the sun. And then, like I told y'all, if y'all been paying attention to all the lessons I've been giving y'all, I told y'all to look at the sky for Cassiopeia. And Cassiopeia actually represents the basically the lady of the throne. All right, the lady of the throne, the wife of the phoenix, the wife of the phoenix. All right, so I want you to take that in account for what you live in these days and time. All right, so that number 3 is very important to understanding this. You got clairvoyance, Bab. Clairvoyance, Bab, the number 3. 3 goes into 9. 3 goes into 9. But 3 represents Cassiopeia, because if you look at Cassiopeia, it looks like a 3. And what does it go around? The North Pole. It goes around the northern polarity, or the Nazuf, which is the south. So if you would take this image right here, you can go around a circle and it'll be doing the same thing, because it's this is the symbol of Cassiopeia, and this is the symbol of the northern polarity, which is your higher self, which is Nazul, all right, which is guarded by the 24, which is the 24th seat, because remember, the 23rd seat is guarded by Sanandaphan, who is known as the Messiah, who you call Jesus or something like that, or the Savior, all right, that was guarded by that being. But the 24th seat is guarded by any person on this planet that retain or gets to that position, like Bruce Leroy when he got the glow. It's the same thing. You can reach that level of the 24th seat, which is your higher self, the Nazul. All right, so yeah. And it was so deep too, man. I gotta tell y'all some stuff, man. Y'all just learning this stuff, man. I can tell y'all this over and over again, and every day y'all can learn something new. Y'all can learn something new if you just pay attention, just study it. Just be familiar with what I'm talking about. Be familiar with what I'm talking about when I'm ready to drop the science on you. Because really, you know, I bring stuff from the CODEX. You know, I know all of y'all are learned, and y'all came from different places, different walks of life and everything. But y'all, every one of y'all have reached the road of the CODEX. All right. Now the CODEX represents the family tree, or the tree, the roots. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And these are the numbers that connect us all. These are the numbers that connect us all. Now you can utilize any word to connect up with the letter C in this designation as an acronym. But what I'm telling y'all, these are principles, so you'll understand it. When you reach the number 3, you'll see, oh, we in C. All right, C, the crack of the door is cracked. Okay, Cassiopeia, C. All right, oh, Cassiopeia begins with the letter C. Oh, that's like a hint. Okay, it's the crack. It's kind of leading me somewhere. Okay, Bab is the doorway to L. Yeah, the door is cracked. I can lead you to the water. That doesn't mean you'll drink it. Keep it real. Thank you for everybody on the late night enjoying this discussion. It's 1:13 right now. It's 1:13, 1:14. We just switched to a 1:41 moment. Pay attention. I love y'all. Let's move forward. This is something I want y'all to see. And let me do this. This is the body of the Messiah. The body of the Messiah. All right. I talk about this every day. Every day on here, I talk about the body of the Messiah, what it represents, how it moves, everything. And literally, it's right there for y'all. It's right there for y'all. Like I show it to you. It's right there for you. The body of the Messiah. It's right there for you. All right. I show you where every designation of your birthday is on this body. Like it's almost like a voodoo doll. Literally. But it's literally a frequency of thought that I want y'all to tap into. All right. It's the body of the Messiah. Every number has a special quality for your reality. It has a special quality, and it's best to be on your guard or be on your guard. All right. So yeah, study that body. If you have the book, look at the body. Just look at the body, gaze at the body, and know where every position is at. Learn where every position of the body is at. So you can be able to tap into that frequency, because you can touch a certain portion of the body and tap into the frequency of thought of certain people that's coordinated with that body. All right, that's what I want to let y'all know also. All right, that's very important. All right, so let me explain something also too that probably people didn't understand. I got you. I'm gonna show y'all something that's very important. I want y'all to pay attention to in the CODEX. Now this is the 1-for-1 introduction to magic and divination. Wow. I can read this for y'all. It says 48, right? So we think about the number 48. All right? So it says you are in a crystalline state. All right? Now it's time to come out of that crystalline state. Ashe, I shall. We all learn. And as we learn, we become better. We are becoming greater. All right? And this is related to the periodical table as the number 19, which is the letter K, as in picking up your crown. And I say this. Wow, I skipped forward. But before we move forward, let me read 49. All right, these are the ones that are for the oneness. That's what I'm telling y'all, the 1-for-1s, the ones that are for the oneness. Leviticus chapter 25, verse 8, year of the Jubilee. And ye shall count 7 weeks of years, 7 times 7 years, so that the time of the 7 weeks of 7 years shall give you 49. So that was the 49th chapter, and that was the ones that was for the oneness, and that's why I brought y'all there to the year of the Jubilee in Leviticus chapter 25, verse 8. All right, that's the reason why I connect y'all with that, with 49. All right, talking about the ones that are for the oneness. Now that connects up with the number 13, because 49 equals 13. All right, which is 7 times 7. All right, the year of the Jubilee, doing supreme math on this. And then also, you'll see, I took y'all to Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 through 22. And it says, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till seven times? Jesus answered unto him and say unto thee, until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. So 7 is a sacred number always that I told y'all that we connected with our brethren, because 7 would connect you up with the 1-for-1, because 7 connects up with 14. All right? It connects up with 14 in essence. All right? So now moving forward, it says, when you go into the Noble Quran, you'll see that it is composed of 114 chapters, which connects to the 19th principle. That's why, too, 19, because 19 or 114 is 6 times 19. All right, so that's how the number 14 and the 19 connect up. And then I connect y'all to Quran chapter 41, verse 3. And then it says, a book whereof the verses are explained in detail, a Quran in Arabic for the people who understand. That's why I said pay attention. Pay attention. Because if I took y'all to Quran chapter 41, which is a 4-1-14 frequency, and then more or less, if you connect the realm of thought as a 4-1, you'll say a book whereof the verses explained in detail, a Quran in Arabic for the people that understand. All right, so Arabiya, you know, Arabic Arabiya means to move. It means to be mobile. Hopefully, the same way, you know, Hebrew or Ibri means to cross over. Arabiya means to basically to be mobile, to move. The same way Hebrew means to cross over. It's just a different culture, meaning the same thing, meaning to evolve. Like you can take it as to be mobile, but I'm gonna tell you, or you can take Ibri as Hebrew to cross over, but I'm gonna just tell you, it just means to grow, evolve, become greater. That's all. That's all I take it as. All right, so it links up with the number 19, the Adhan, with this 19 words, the Tasmiyah, with this 19 letters, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There go the 19 letters of the Tasmiyah. All right, so that's the 19. So you know God is telling you something. And then it says it connects with the number 19 because 114 is 6 times 19, and you go do the math. Okay, we know that. And it says this was the Codex of the Quran, and we called it Wahi, which is inspiration. And then I took y'all to that, which is Surah chapter 42, 51. And then we'll move forward from that because, you know, my Arabic ain't really that good like that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I got you. And it says, and it is given to the mortal. This is what it says. And it's given to the mortal man that God should speak unto him otherwise than through sudden inspiration. Listen, or by a voice, as it were, from behind a hero veil. This is deep. Or by sending an apostle revealed by his leave whatever he or she wills to reveal. Verily, he or she is exalted and wise. So listen, what I'm telling y'all. Listen, what I'm telling y'all. This is Surah, Quran, chapter 42, verse 51. This is Wahi. When anybody asks you what the Quran's supposed to be, it's really supposed to be Wahi. Wahiyan. You see that? Wahiyan. See if I can look at that. Wahiyan. There it is, right there. Wahiyan. Wahiyan. I can see it. I can read Arabic a little bit. Let's see that. Let's see if I got that right. I don't want to embarrass myself, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, Wahiyan. There it is, right there. Bow. I can see it. So yeah. So boom. So Wahi is inspirations. That's what the Quran's supposed to be, Wahi, inspirations. So that's what I'm telling y'all in essence to what we got going on with this with just learning stuff. We gotta inspire each other. We gotta learn in an inspirational way. All right, so that's what the Quran was really supposed to be about. And it says it is not given. See, and I want to tell y'all the reason why it says I translated this as he or she wills instead of as he wills, because Allah was alat. If you didn't have that Torah Mobuta right there, basically the tie to Torah Mobuta, you would say alat. All right, you would literally say alat. So in the same sense, it was the same word because we looked at male and female accompany one body. That's why I brought y'all to the principle of Sawuf, which was gender. All right. So if you go into the 42nd chapter of the Quran, I broke that down right there, and it said it is not given to mortal man that God should speak to him otherwise than through sudden inspiration or by a voice as it were from behind a what? Hero veil. A veil. All right. Now this is deep because you would think a hijab, which is the word that they use right there, was his hijab. I see the word right there. I see the word hijab right there. I think that's it too. There it is. My fault if I'm messing up. Hijab. There it is right there. Hijab. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, let's do this. Hopefully I got that right. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. If I got it wrong, somebody correct me. Somebody that speak Arabic. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, all right. But you'll see hijab actually means veil, but it means like, it doesn't mean like veil to put on a ninja mask. It actually means barrier. It actually, hijab means barrier. It actually means barrier. So it doesn't like, listen, it says, now just understanding this, it says, and it is not given to any mortal man or woman that God should speak to him or her otherwise than through sudden inspiration or by a voice as it were from behind the hero veil, hijab, or by sending an apostle to reveal by his leave whatever Allah wills to reveal, for verily Allah and Allah is exalted and wise. So you just learning stuff right now. You learning stuff from this book. Pay attention. Now this brings you to Wahi. Yeah, this is real Wahi right here. You see that? You see that, man? Time to go back to school. Spring semester starting up. Lamel going back to college, y'all. I'm going back to college. Just letting y'all know that. All right. Now, we do have a university for the Messiahs, but I'm attending one of their universities also. All right. I'm attending one of their universities also, so I can get some of that good information. All right. But you already know what it's hitting for. This is real good Wahi right here. This is real good inspiration. I think everybody should be having some form of craft that they really geared on. Real talk, I'm going back to college. I'm not lying. I got everything done. I got everything done up. I got 2 schools that I'm going to pick, and I'm going to pick tomorrow. No, I'm going to pick Monday. By Monday, I'm going to pick the school I want to go to, either Full Sail University or Ace Institute of Technology. I'm going to either go those one or the 2 universities. Full Sail University or Ace Institute of Technology. I'm just telling y'all, real talk. That's what your brother Lamel is going to do. Hopefully that will inspire a couple people to grind it out and do whatever you do to make it relevant. All right. Yeah. So let me say this. Let me say this real quick. So it was inspiration for the people of the time, and this one, and this one. All right. When you see it like that, you are able to make the greater connection to these things. These are the ones that are for the oneness, all 3 in 1. You see that? You see that? I don't really gotta go there, but we could just go there. Let's build up the family. Let's try to do something better. Whatever your family look like, your family model might not look like this. I'm going to tell y'all, keep it real. Your family model might not look like the typical family model. Don't worry about it. It's meant for you to have something inspirational for life in general. All right? Not every family model is meant to look like what's on your TV screen, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. Every family model that you look at on a TV screen is not meant to be your situation. So I want y'all to improvise the moment. I want y'all to improvise the moment and just understand what that's all about. All right? Real talk. Let me explain this. All right? Real quick. Let me explain this. And then I'm going to add, if anybody have any questions, I got y'all. All right? So these are the masters of the circle and the square, the G. All right? The circle and the square. This is the 87th verse of the 141 if you have the book. All right. So it says the circle and the square of the known measured universe. All right. Number 88. It says, verse 88, it says, the secret of being reborn on earth, 121, is to know the secret frequencies of the planets. So happy 121. Happy 121. It is now about to turn 131. Happy 121. It is our holy day today, y'all. I'm doing this to let y'all know this is our holy day. Tap into our holy day. The 21st of December around about, but it's the winter solstice, so it hits. It hits on a 121 frequency. The secret of being reborn again, because you're going into darkness right now. Tomorrow, today, you're going into darkness. This is the secret of being reborn. The 121. Go to Revelations chapter 12, verse 1. You're going into the darkness tomorrow. Everybody. Whether you like it or you don't like it. It's this universal law. So 121 represents the woman all day, honey. All day. So, this is the secret of the magic squares. Knowing how to equally balance the square. This represents when you are traveling, starting from the square of 1 times 1, which equals 1. All 3 in 1. That was your first, that thing that you learned. 1 times 1 equals 1. So you said, wow, all 3 in 1. That's a 131 moment right there. You just start learning stuff. You start cracking the code. That's the first code you had to crack. All right? You had to crack this code. Now I'm going to show y'all how to really crack the code. With your book. With your book. All right? I'm going to show y'all how to crack the code for real. Pay attention to this one. All right, so you got the magic square, right? Now since y'all moved on from 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the 4th one that y'all moved on. 1, 2, 3. Now y'all moving on to 4. All right, so now y'all see this square is the magic square. All right, which is God's son, 111. And then you got God's son, which also 666, which is another 131, 666. 131, which is God's son, and then you got God's son, which is 666. This is your Christ and your Antichrist theory. And this is where it comes from, the magic square. You might say, well, why is that, Lamel? I'm going to show y'all why. Because this square right here, it equals 7, which is 7 of procession. All right, this is the magic square. So, which is 34, which is, and then you think about it, it has 16, well, not this one. This is the magic square of the sun, but I'm going to give y'all the magic square of Jupiter also. All right, but this square actually has 6 squares to it, and all of them equal 111. All right, so you have a magic square of Jupiter.